G'day guys, how you going? Right, so this video is a follow-on from another video, and this is a prequel to another video. So a couple of videos ago you saw I was shooting this, my Black Powder CVA 45 cap and ball gun, and I've been shooting this, which is Black Label Pyrodex. The reason I shoot Pyrodex is because from the shop buying gunpowder is quite expensive, so it's cheaper just to use this stuff. But it's a poor man's powder, and I wanted to get into using real black powder, but it's expensive. It's about $160, $170 for a jug. But I've been watching some other YouTube videos and other channels on how to make your own black powder, and here's some homemade black powder I've made, and I'm going to do a little bit of a test today, and we'll compare the Pyrodex to this homemade stuff and we'll see how it goes. But first we're going to go inside and do some homework, and we're going to weigh the powders, get a comparison of how they go, and yeah, alrighty, we're going in the house. Okay, so we're back inside. Gonna do up some weighing of the powders. So this is just normal shop bought Black Label Pyrodex. And the reason I have Pyrodex, not shop bought black powders, because it's a lot cheaper. And then this is homemade black powder using the CIA method, which I'll show you in another video. Don't know if the camera can see this, but side by side they're relatively the same grain size, and I pass them through the same size sieve and seem to work. So that's 2FG, that's homemade number 2 FG powder. So what I'm going to do is I'm just do some weighing up, and I've got my piece of paper using a volumetric powder measure. You can do by weight, but I'm going to use this because it's for a muzzle loader. So we've got it set to 50 grains by volume. And to keep this as fair as possible, going to do that. I'm going to go 3 or 4 charges, so calibrating Pyrodex. First charge is 35.4. Second charge 35.4. Last charge 35.0. Now that's relatively, that's very consistent actually. It's not relatively consistent, that is consistent. Oh well. So that's shop bought Black Label Pyrodex. Now the reason I'm using this stuff and not my paper cartridges is because that stuff is probably stale powder, it's been out, but oh well, that's that. Now then, homemade black powder, using the same measure, set to the same gauge. Slightly dustier, one thing I will say. Oh, okay, that's odd. 39.6, 38.4, 38.6. So again, that is relatively consistent. The balls we shall be using are homemade hand-cast lead 44 balls that weigh about 130 grains. It varies from 130 to 133-ish grains, and the patches are just square denim patches made from old jeans. So that's relatively consistent. My normal shooting charge of black powder is 80 grains. So out of curiosity, we'll just weigh up an 80 grain charge of the pyro. So 80 grains of Pyrodex by volume was in at 53.8. Okay. Now then. $80 grains by volume of my homemade black powder. 63 on the nose. So it's almost 10 grains heavier, which isn't, well, depends what you're going for. Because these volumetric measures, these are more of a guideline. It's there or thereabouts. But okay, that's that. We will go outside now and go back to doing some shooting, because I'd be really curious to see how this all goes. Right, so we got a target set up down there. So this is the target we've got set down range. On the left will be Pyrodex. On the right will be mine. Yeah, so we're just going to focus on here, focus on there, and we are going to start off with a 50 grain charge of Pyrodex. Now I'm using number 10 CCI percussion caps. So first thing to do with a cap and ball rifle is to just clear the airways. This is just a cap, no powder. Right. That just clears the airways. Take off our muzzle, ramrod. Right. So, 50 grains Pyrodex. Now my normal charge is 80 grains, not 50, so we'll see how this runs. Okay. Now then. Cap on. Alright, now we have a loaded gun. Going live. We'll do 3 rounds on the left dot. Shot number 2. And shot number 3. Misfire. Okay. So yeah, it's 3 shots of Pyrodex. So far from up here, it's pretty good accuracy. First shot hit high left from 1 o'clock. Second shot was smack bang in the middle. Third shot was just below the first one. Okay, now then, first time shooting this stuff. Homemade black powder. Alrighty. First shot, homemade black powder on the right dot. I'll hit the target, don't know where. I might have rushed that one a little bit. Now I'll be curious to see how bad the fouling is. Second shot, hopefully I can hit what I'm aiming at. I don't know where the hell I'm hitting. And third shot. Let's go down there and have a look and maybe even review the footage. Okay, so down here, 1, 2, 3 is what I saw. Now I knew I was hitting the target, but I couldn't tell where because I wasn't punching holes. But we got 1, 2, 3. So that's relatively the same grouping. Seems to work. What I might just do is spray a few more dots. It worked nicely. Spray a few more dots. And I might just bump up the powder charge just a bit and see if that does anything to it. So I think I'll go to an 80 grain charge now, which is my normal shooting charge, and we'll go from there. Oh, yeah. There's the lead. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to run 180 grains, no, 180 grains, my apologies. We're going to run 80 grains of Pyrodex and 80 grains of homemade powder, but instead of swabbing after each shot, we're going to run one after the other, and then I'll do a big swab at the end. And we'll compare patches, and we will compare accuracy, because I'm hitting the target, I'm just not punching through the target. So anyway, starting off with 80 grains of Pyrodex. Radio, 80 grains, Pyrodex. Woo! That's got some kick in it. Second round, Pyrodex. That's got some power. Third round, Pyrodex, 80 grains. I'm hitting the target, I can hear it going down. Alright. So now we'll swab it. Homemade stuff. See how she does. So that stuff, Pyrodex, has a bit of an oomph to it. Alright. 80 grains of homemade on the dot on the right. That was better. Second shot, homemade black powder, 80 grains. Better. That's a lot better. Alright, third time, black powder, homemade, 80 grains. Rightio. Let's go and have a look at what we did. 1, 2, 3 on the pyro. Kind of rushing it, a bit thingy. And then 1, 2, and I guess that's a 3 on the homemade. It's actually hit the thing. Well, that's not bad. I mean, not the best, but you know, not bad. I'm going to turn it around, we'll do some more on the other side after I paint it. Well, as always, someone has to come and spoil the fun. Not allowed to shoot anymore because there's a grumpy old bat that lives down the road who nags about her dog. So I guess that's the video. My thoughts on the homemade powder versus Pyrodex. Goes bang. I'm hitting the target. A little bit more practice is needed. It is dirtier, so that's the homemade powder fouling, and that's the Pyrodex fouling. So Pyrodex is a little bit cleaner, black powder is not. But yeah, had a slight hiccup before with the filament fulminate coming out of the percussion caps, and when I started doing the 80 grain charges, for some reason it would not fire, and I don't think the powder made its way into the cylinder. So I took off the top, filled it with Pyrodex, and gangstered it. I like this. Yep, that fired. But oh well, it goes bang, hit the target. Relatively cheap. Oh well, I guess that's the video. See you later. Bye.